welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, hi, my name's Bree. I'm going into my 5th year of teaching, and I have had such an up and down roller coaster of teaching jobs and teaching environments and teaching stuff, to say the least. This video is to inform you on where I will be teaching next year, what I'll be teaching, and as you can tell, I'm very freaking excited. I'm also going to be sharing how I got this position because it is unreal. I am telling you, it is unreal how I got it. It's just more evidence to support that A, manifestation is real, it's a thing, we're constantly manifesting, and 2, I know how to manifest now to where I'm manifesting in my favor. I manifest what I want to attract into my life and create into my life. And if that sounds like your vibe, then you are in the right place. I talk all about it. I give you the tips and tricks on how to empower yourself. And I am here on a mission to empower women to live to their full potential, whatever that looks like to you. So let's dive into what has transpired. I want to dive into how I was led here right now. So I think I started teaching in 2018. I started my YouTube channel in 2018. I joined the teaching community and I loved it. I could not picture myself not doing YouTube or podcasting or coaching clients. There's no way. When I first started my teaching journey, I borrowed my cousin's camera. I filmed the whole thing, went through my whole year of teaching, and found out in March of my first year that I was not being asked back. And it was not for my teaching ability, it was just a bunch of, I just wasn't a good fit. And it was mostly because of my YouTube channel, it was mostly because of my social media presence, and it was just, I was not a good fit for this teeny tiny, itsy bitsy little district in my hometown. And funny enough, that district was the district I grew up in for grades kindergarten through 6th grade. No, I'm sorry, kindergarten through 8th grade. I just love, I just love it. I love it. So when I didn't get asked back, I moved to a different district in my hometown, but then COVID happened and I was not digging the whole virtual learning with 0 parent involvement and 0 student participation and 0 support in it. It was just kind of like, they do it or they don't. Go on to the next grade. Okay. And I just was like, I don't want to teach with that. That's ridiculous. I was really starting to see the impact of what teachers go through, as in, here, just pile more on, pile more on. It doesn't make sense, but let's just pass them anyways. You know, they have 0 skill for next grade level, but intervention time. Anyways, so after my 3rd year of teaching, I was looking for a teaching position outside of my hometown. I grew up in Los Angeles County, like an hour north of the city, in a desert town. And I was looking, me and my husband got married, we were looking for a job closer to family in Riverside area, the Inland Empire region. And I couldn't find anything. I was literally going on interviews and getting rejected. And I thought it was the weirdest thing in the world because 1, I created a beautiful digital portfolio to shine and, you know, to share, and I put so much heart and soul into it. I'll link it down below if you're interested in it. It's a really great product. 2, I was still getting rejected. And I have, my induction is clear, and if you're from California, you know what that is. It's additional schoolwork for no reason. Okay, I won't say for no reason. I'm not gonna try to spread negative energy on it. It's just, it gets to the point where you're so fed up with all of these weird rules and weird rules of what you need to be a teacher in certain states like California. It just drives me nuts. So anyways, did that, had my induction, which meant I'm a full-blown teacher. I've taught for 3 years, did all the nitty-gritty work, and I have a master's degree. I have a master's degree in education, right? Oh, I look like such a good, competitor in the job market. I couldn't find a job to save my life. I was getting denied. And I'm like, what is going on? I knew there was something greater, there was a greater purpose involved here, and it was definitely my experience of a dark night of the soul / void. it was an interesting time, but I grew so much spiritually. I grew so much energetically. I grew so much in my own personal power. And I always knew, and you can look at my whole series. I have an entire series of that whole process, especially if you're looking for a job yourself. I kept saying, I am going to work for a school that likes me for me, that likes me for my energy, that does not like me because I know how to answer an interview question. No, that's actually the opposite of what I want. I think the interview process for teachers is lame. I don't think it makes sense. Like, the things I had to do to interview at these districts all over the place in Southern California was not ideal. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I kept telling you guys, you know, on the other side of the camera, I kept saying, I know there's a district that is going to accept me for me, that isn't gonna do like this whole interview process and create all this stress for zero reason. There's a teacher shortage. There should be no reason for that. Like, are you trying to attract teachers away? Like, I don't get it. I was feeling really good in my interviews, but the results weren't matching up. So it was end of July last year. Can't believe it's been a year. End of July last year, we were driving back from a 2-hour interview in another city, and I kept seeing my numbers pop up, and I knew intuitively I didn't get the position. It was for an instructional coach position. I tried, you know, whatever, gotta try. I kept seeing my numbers as we were driving home on the freeway, and for me, that's my communication to like the universe. Like, you know, reality is a mirror. So I was reading that and I'm like, okay, like, I know I'm on the right track. I know I'm there. Like, I'm holding true to what I desire. I'm holding true to what I want and what I yearn for, to finally teach in an environment where I feel like I belong as the educator that I am. Driving through, da da da. And that night I got home and I decided to walk the dogs, and I was walking the dogs and I'm like, and I was listening to a motivational podcast, and I'm like, ding! Why don't I apply to Vegas? It's only 3.5 hours away. It's a new state. It's brand new. It feels like it's on my energetic edge. So the next morning, it was Tuesday night, the next morning, Wednesday morning, I put in some applications. Not even 24 hours later, I got a call from a school. It was the vice principal wanting to interview me for a position. She wanted to interview me for a position. And I'm like, cool, okay, like, all right, I know I only applied for jobs that interested me, so it's gonna be cool. So I get on the interview, and I didn't know the position was for special ed. It said social emotional learning program. I didn't know special ed behavior. Doesn't matter. My principal who interviewed me liked me for me. She said, you're gonna fit in great here. We like your energy. We like you. Come. Doesn't matter you don't have like your special ed credential, like, come, you're gonna fit in great. Like, that's what we care about here. So I went and I taught a full year in special ed with behavior children, wrote IEPs, learned that whole process. My husband actually worked with me as an aide because I really needed an aide. I'm sure you are feeling the impact of, like, you know, jobs not being filled and all of that, low staffing. So he came and saved the day, and we were a dream team. And then in November, my admin came and said, hey, the position is leaving schools, so you can move with the position if you want, or you can stay here at the school. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna stay here, but I want a general ed position. And it came time in like March, and they're like, we don't have any general ed positions here. It's a school where a lot of like teachers go to retire. It's a really, really, really nice school. And a lot of teachers go to retire there, so there's not a lot of movement unless someone's retiring, and no one was retiring. I said, okay, like, what are my options? And my options were resource or primary, special ed, K through 2, like, and then it was like autism as well. And I really didn't know what to choose, and I chose the best thing for me at the time, and that was the special ed position, K through 2. And I was fine with it, and I was feeling like, oh, you know, I was feeling motivated about it, yeah. But then something dawned on me, and this is why I love being in the world of self-development. That's why I love my company, High Vibe Teaching. I love what we preach and do and the energy we spread. And I'm like, I'm not putting my money where my mouth is. I am not living on my energetic edge. I am not living true to my heart and soul and my desires. And this is the key pivotal point of what I want you to understand. I talked about this before in another video, but I wanted to fall in love with teaching again. And I knew that was not in the special education classroom. That's just not what makes me feel inspired. I love teaching older students. I love teaching writing. I love teaching like reading skills, and I love teaching like math. I love teaching. Teaching young kids is like not my vibe, and I don't think that's bad to admit. Like, it's not. I keep a journal with me that I write all year long. This is for year 2022. And in this journal, I was like, I really just want to fall in love with teaching and blah, blah, blah. Okay, now this is where the magic happens, and this is where magic can happen in your life. I set that intention of, I'm not happy, I'm not living in my energetic space, so I'm gonna make a shift, I'm gonna make a move. That day, it was Sunday, it was a Sunday, I was just getting over the flu. I actually have like this little vlog part down in another video recently, my latest vlog, and I was getting prepared for happy hour that night because in the High Vibe membership, we do monthly happy hour calls. And I was getting prepared for that, and I started to feel really, really sad. And I started to cry and be really, really sad. And I remembered that I had an observation that week, and it's just not, I just was not lit up by teaching special ed. It just does not light me up. And I'm like talking to my husband, I'm like, I don't want to do this again next year. Like, you know, he's like, you know what, put your money where your mouth is and like really think about going to a different school or whatever. I'm like, okay, yes, you're right. So in happy hour, Donnie, shout out to you, Donnie, if you ever watch this, we were chatting in happy hour, and I'm like, you know what, this crazy thing, this crazy synchronicity, okay, synchronicities are not by coincidence, by the way. So I'm like, I was on Instagram, I think earlier that day, and I'm like, and I'm like, my friend Maylene from Miss Calls Campers announced that she was going to be moving to Vegas. And I'm like, that is the most random thing in the world. Okay, I need to tap into this. I need to like, what? So me and Maylene met in Florida in 2019, I believe, for the Impact-Driven Teaching Conference. And we met and we connected, and I had so much fun with her. And it's so funny, she helped me so much in my own YouTube journey. I was looking at old messages and I asked her like questions about making thumbnails and doing like video and stuff. So it's just so funny with that. And the thing that was so special about meeting her in Miami and meeting all these other teachers was that I was at my ultimate low. I just got let go of my job the day before for like zero reason. It was not nice. It wasn't full of love. It was really petty and mean. Honestly, the whole experience was mean, and it really hurt my heart because I think a lot of educators are like empaths, which means our hearts are just so open. You know, we're just really emotional, and it's not a bad thing, it's a superpower. But so what I did was I was like, hey Maylene, what school are you like interviewing at, whatever? And she told me the school, and I'm like, this school has my name in it. So I'm like, huh, interesting. So then I'm like on happy hour, and I'm telling Donnie and like other people in the happy hour, I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna email the principal. I'm gonna see if they need a 5th grade position. So I emailed the principal, and he messages me back that night in like 15 minutes saying, when can you interview? And I'm like, I can interview on Wednesday. He's like, great, okay. You're gonna interview with the 5th grade team. Sure, cool. So I go and I tour the school, and I go before work, and I meet the 5th grade team and the 4th grade team. And it was a very chilled out video. My principal said, you will get the position if they like want you to come, like if you fit the 5th grade team, if you fit the 4th grade team, if you're here to be like a team player, yada yada. And I'm like, cool, no problem. I knew I had the position. Like, sometimes you just know. And I did know, and I did the interview, and I don't really remember the questions that were asked, but it was chilled out. We were just sitting in a chair, like getting to know each other, like discussing my background and discussing what my favorite subjects were to teach and how I thought about math rotations during math time based upon level. And I've been saying to do that for years. It's just so many people don't want to do it because it's new, and you know, and they're like, what's your number one like pet peeve in life or something like that. And I was like feeling like I'm stuck or in a box, and it's true. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, and then I was on my, after the interview, I left, I thanked everyone, and I went back to my school to teach for the day. And my principal called me and said we would like to offer you the position. I said, hell to the yeah. And this is not the kicker. The kicker is, yes, I'm going to be at a brand new effing school. Like, I am so excited. I've been wanting to experience a brand new school, like with brand new environment, brand new staff, like everyone on board. So that's that is the vibe at this school. But also, what's important with this story is back in 2018, when I was at my lowest of my low, like got let go of my teaching job, so lost in life, we were listening to keynote speakers at the Impact Driven Teaching Conference, and one of the keynote speakers was one of the founders was a co-founder of the Ron Clark Academy. And the Ron Clark Academy is a private academy, like in Atlanta. It's a really great school. It does everything that like public education doesn't do, if that makes sense. It's really interactive. It's really an amazing school for anyone to teach at and any student to be at. When I was listening to this keynote speaker in 2018, sitting in my chair all low, I was just looking at this woman present, and I said, I would love to teach at that school. I would love to teach and speak like her. I would love to embody that. I would love to experience that. And it wasn't until like after I already accepted to interview that Maylene mentioned, like, yeah, the principal wants to turn this school into a Ron Clark Academy, but it's public. It's a public education funded school, but we're mimicking and like taking ideas and incorporating the Ron Clark Academy system into this public education school, and creating this beautiful environment that is so unique and such a fresh look at public education. And I was like, oh my God. And it just blows my mind. And I'm so grateful. I'm so excited for next school year. I already like did a little training with them last week, and I'm so excited to show up with my teaching heart on full blast. I can't wait to meet my 5th grade students. Can't wait to actually teach in an environment that matches me. And that is the whole point. The whole point is to embody who you truly are, and you become an energetic match to everything that you desire effortlessly. It's science, it's a thing. I am proof. It happens to me over and over and over and over and over again. So I will be teaching 5th grade in the same exact school with Maylene from Miss Call's Campers, and I am just so excited, especially because like I just love when like synchronicities match up like this, and it just gives me so much more proof for my personal faith and alignment to the universe and love and like everything good in the world. Like, it just makes me, I'm just so grateful. I also do want to open this up to a brand new mini course that I'm launching, and it inspired me because every year, every 6 months, I write more, like I realign my goals to what I want to experience in my life in my bullet journal. And one of them was to fall in love with teaching again, and I knew the vibration and frequency that would lead me to, and I got it. I didn't even know this position existed. I just went with inspired action, and that's the whole point. And in this mini course, Goal Set to Manifest, I teach you how to create goals that are in alignment to you, that are aligned with your soul, what you truly want to experience on a soul level. I teach you how to create those goals, how to create a vision board that actually manifests, how to use the vision board as a tool to help you stay on track with your goals, and how to use your energy in your favor. But I use human design as a way to help guide you and create energetic alignment to reach your goals and aspirations and to experience a life that you want to experience. I wanted to experience this Ron Clark Academy kind of vibe, to experience what it was like to be a teacher in that way, and I got it effortlessly. And it's in Vegas. Like, it's amazing. And another amazing thing is we're getting sent to the Ron Clark Academy to view it and to take notes and to experience it for ourselves, which is like beyond amazing in my opinion. I'm just so grateful. I'm just so grateful. So if you get nothing from this video, I want you to know that, okay, this isn't a good fit, this or something better, this or something better. Never settle, ever. If you are not happy, if your soul is not happy, if you're not feeling fulfilled, you need to change, you need to shift, you need to become uncomfortable with doing something new. And I'm here to help you with that. I'm here to show you how. I'm gonna teach you how to discover who you are and what you want. I'm gonna teach you how to declare what you want so it attracts to you. And lastly, I'm gonna teach you how to receive, because it is an art. It's an art. So, can't wait for you to join me. I can't wait for you to join this next level of high vibe teaching here on YouTube and the podcast and on Instagram. I am just so grateful. Thank you so much for being here, and if it's possible for me, it's possible for you. The law of divine oneness, baby. My favorite. Have an amazing day. I'll catch you in my next video, and I cannot wait to see what this school year brings. All right.